there's a trend that's probably at this point been done to death. It's kind of a running joke at this point. I don't know how much legs the joke still has, but whereas there for a while we kept getting tons and tons and tons of Ouija movies, we're now getting tons and tons and tons of Amityville movies. And these movies have been released through SRS Cinema and Wild Eye Releasing primarily. Um, Not knocking the hustle, not knocking people that want to, cash in because there's money to be made. Nothing wrong with making some money on it. But we're actually going to give some attention to the Amityville films, which this one in particular, we'll get to it in a second, but this one is the sequel to Amityville Thanksgiving, which I've never seen. But this is Amityville Turkey Day. And on an unfortunate note, like the main, I guess, bad guy or villain from the original film, the actor passed away, I think, before this one was made or something. So he's kind of archival in this. There's references to him and whatnot. But basically, first of all, this movie's not to be took seriously whatsoever. It's one of those goofy, cheaply done movies, which is fine. It's a VOD flick for people that like bad movies, which is fine because I like bad movies. And I like SRS Cinema and I like what they put out. Not that, they put my stuff out, but because I do like what they like prior to that. But nonetheless, in this movie, this sleazy director is trying to make a movie. He's about to get dropped from his firm or whatever he's with, his little clientele thing. He's about to get dropped because his movies are all tanking, they're all bombing. So he comes up with the idea of, well, let's make an Amityville movie. So they go to make an Amityville movie, but it just so happens that a turkey arrives, turkey around here, more or less, and him with the help of this weird, creepy, like caregiver type fella start killing people off, and that's basically our movie. The thing about the movie is they're always joking in this movie that there's no script. Like on the set of the movie, in the movie, they're like, "There's no script. There's no script." I really think there was no script for this. Honestly, I feel like people were ad libbing. You know that because sometimes people kind of talk over other people. I don't know if they kept it in there because they thought it looked natural. It kind of looked like someone talked over somebody while they were ad libbing. That's what it looked like. Because I've had experience with people working on certain things that didn't have a script. You kind of let them snowball and you kind of let them just do what they want to do. And if it works, you go with it. If not, you write something. There was times in this where if it's written, maybe you should have let them just freestyle it. If it's freestyled, maybe you should have wrote them something because things get a little messy, a little iffy here. There's a lot of padding. The movie starts off with a bunch of like testimonials about how bad the doctor from the previous film was. You probably could have cut that out because that kind of just prolongs the intro. The movie's like an hour and 30 something odd minutes long when the previous film was like 70 apparently. But the thing is that I feel like you could have done just as much in less time and made the movie the pace better. So you could have made it more enjoyable. I mean, you're going to enjoy the goofy and bad stuff anyway if you like these kind of movies. Other than that, it just it tries to pad stuff out a little too much. And trust me, mistake I made on my first movie. Sometimes when you try to pad stuff out, it just really kind of hurts things. Although, I'm sure there's people that like this because there's people that like morbid. So, But just as a fan watching, I feel like you could have tightened that up a little bit, and you could have trim this, trim that, maybe cut this, and you'd have had a better movie. I mean, the movie is fun for what it is. The joke kind of gets old a little bit later on. It's not as good as Thanksgiving as far as killer turkey movies go. Um, don't take this like score to heart, but I give it like a 1.5 out of 5. But like, it's still fun if you like bad movies. So if you like Amityville movies, you like bad movies. I mean, it's worth a watch. I mean, it's kind of good, I guess, to get in to some of these Amityville things. Just check them out. One of the writers and directors here, Julie Prescott. I follow her on Instagram. I don't know if she follows me back. I don't even know how I don't even know how I know her actually. Probably from some film or something. But she also was like a part writer for Amityville Bigfoot, which we're going to be covering here pretty soon. So yeah, as far as this goes, unless you like bad movies, you probably want to skip it. Unless you just want to dive into the Amityville ones, you might want to skip it. Other than that, it's what it is.